What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Scythe, and we are back in with more Trove, and Luxion is here. Finally, the local garbage man. Oh my gosh, my shark army. Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna stick with this look because I love the way that this shark head looks. And one of my first memes that I ended up doing myself for Trove was something like, I don't know, something like, I'm robbing people because I'm a shark and that's what I do, or something. I don't know, but either way, throw on the shark mask if you got it, folks, and we will represent the shark army. It's honestly the closest that we'll ever get to a reptilian face in the game, because this is kind of what my true form looks like. Kind of. It's big and smiley. That's why I'm laughing all the time, and I kind of have a fin, but it's a little bit lower on the back of my neck instead, and I'm a little bit greener instead of blue. But anyways, is the local garbage man going to be anything more than an over-glorified trash compactor? No. No, this is probably one of his worst inventories yet. Like, they're really just, they're like, why, devs? They have such a good opportunity here. I'll say it, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Every time Luxion visits, considering the infrequent times that he does visit, we should always have a scrolling bar on the right so that we can look at a bunch of other stuff down here, because this is seriously pathetic that we've just got these three items. There's always three items that are just going to end up taking up almost half of Luxion's inventory space. Usually we'll end up having a trophy or something stupid over here, and then it'll be maybe 1 to 2 mounts, maybe wings, but 2 boats, mag riders, and a sail. Like, where these actually originate from, it's okay, but a lot of these items honestly are pretty bad that Luxion is actually selling them to us. They should actually just take the mastery away from a lot of these things, and right then and there, you would see how Luxion just becomes absolutely useless, which is hilarious to think that this guy would be useless just because these items don't actually serve any purpose other than getting them for mastery. Like, even if you're a starting player, I wouldn't recommend that you get any of these because none of them are particularly worthwhile. Now, the Golden Horde Dragon Souls, those are okay. Basically, you can end up getting 15 of these every time Luxion visits, and you need 100 of them in order to end up getting the Luxion Dragon, which is the Golden Horde Dragon Ascension. You're going to end up getting quite a bit of mastery out of this, quite a bit of mounts and stuff like that. But more notably than any of that is if you're a starting player, you only need to spend 5 of the, or get 5 of these Dragon Souls in order to end up getting the Golden Horde Dragonling, and that is something that I would definitely recommend if you're using a physical character, because it's just it's pretty good for a starting ally. I mean, I guess you could also go for the mount too if you're if you don't have a mount that is giving you the movement speed that you need, or just want to have something that's generally a little bit cooler. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up getting it on my ult or something. But either way, sentient shards, that's always going to end up being worthwhile. Of course, this is a little bit expensive if you are spending your dragon coins in order to get this. You can only get 10 of these. Sentient shards are basically a time-gated resource you can only get from rampages, or you could end up going for the guaranteed route of crafting beacons. So you'll craft those at a Luminopolis crafting table, which you'll find those just at outposts in the Luminopolis biome and stuff like that. I've got plenty of tutorials on it already, but one point that I do want to make sure that you guys know about these sentient shards is that the biggest reason you would end up going for these sentient shards is to craft the Vanguard, right? Well, let me tell you that it's actually more like it's easier as a free-to-play player to get the Vanguard by grinding Nitro, selling it for Flux, and then buying credit pouches so that you can end up just buying the Vanguard pack. And the reason that this is going to be well worth your time is because it'll take less time. It's not time gated like the sentient shards are. You'll be able to get the Vanguard, but you're also going to end up getting a pair of wings and like a costume or two. And that's a lot of extra mastery, especially considering that if you go the way of crafting the Vanguard, not only are you going to need tons of sentient shards, but all the other resources involved make it so that crafting the Vanguard just on his own is almost the same amount of flux, resource-wise anyways, as just buying the pack for the credits, right? So anyways, Binding Darkness, which 10 Binding Darkness, that's not bad. You wouldn't think it's bad, but clearly the devs have made this really overpriced. especially because Shadow Towers have actually seen a buff where all of the enemies can end up dropping Binding Darkness now, not just boss enemies and mini boss enemies and stuff like that, with the later patch or the latest patch, so that's not bad. And then there's gonna be the boats. So the SS Trovian, this is not bad that they've thrown it into Luxions Inventory, because this, as far as I recall, it's literally been years, guys, but this boat I'm pretty sure was a store-bought one, and you could only, I don't know if you only bought it with credits. I think back in the day you actually had to buy it with money, because I don't know if they had, did they have credits back in the day? I think they did, but honestly, I can't be sure. I'm pretty sure that you had to get this boat out of a pack, though, or something like that. But either way, let me show it off to you right here. It's not bad. It's not a bad boat. It's a quick, easy one. Most of all, I like this boat just because if you're, you know, a starting player or you don't care about the boat movement speed or anything like that, can you guys, like, I know you're my shark brothers, but seriously, I'm trying to do stuff. I don't know why you guys have a compulsion to stand right on top of me. But anyways, this boat is one of my favorites just functionality wise, because it's one of the only ones that actually turns at a kind of decent pace, you know? And then this is going to end up being the sail, which nothing unique or special about that. It's just a giant T. Like, it's almost, in a way, it's like the most egotistical, like, sail that we could ever have had in the game. It's literally the Trovian sail. Has the disgusting self-appointed Trove colors from the developers. This weird yellow I'm fine with, but this puke green, I've never understood. Because back in the day when I was playing this game during the beta days, you know, you can see we've got kind of that puke green over the inventory right now. Back in the day, the inventory was a lot smaller and a lot more compact, and it was a nice light blue. Like, it was kind of, I don't know, it kind of made me feel like I was playing on, you know, an Apple computer or something like that. It was just, or a Mac computer, I guess I should say, just because it was like a nice clean interface, even though it wasn't very complex. And then they, for some reason, changed the HUD into this, which I'm using mods that end up making this HUD a little bit more, you know, bearable instead of it just cutting off the entire screen. But you guys don't care about that. So anyways, then there's going to be the cardboard coaster, which is a pretty funny mag rider in theory. Not really executed very well in this game, because of course it's supposed to be a cardboard box, but honestly speaking, I would have rather had the reversal so that it's on top of our character, and then we could have had a nice reference to Metal Gear or something, or even just have a mount like that where it would be a cardboard box and your character's just literally running underneath it. That would be hilarious. But the funny thing is, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this cardboard box, this was a free cardboard box mag rider, wasn't it? Or maybe it was always in Luxions Inventory. I just seem to recall that this was something. Yeah, okay, it is Luxion. So this was always in Luxion's inventory. So again, you're just gonna have to get this for the mastery, but I just for some reason thought that this was a free thing. I know that the Sanctuary Shuttle was a login item that you would end up getting from just logging in. It was just one of those things where you'd log in and you saw it in the store or something like that. I don't know. Again, it's been like a year. This thing I like, though. I'm not against it. At least it's got unique video effects, and it is, you know, as far as the lore, if you can even consider Trove to have any lore at all, but at least it's one of the Geode ships, so I like it. You know, I find that this mag rider is kind of goofy and kind of clunky, and there's just something about that. You know, I do it for the lulz. Like, I like this mag rider, to be honest with you guys, because I'm always rocking in on this guy. I also, again, like the fact that it's got the unique video effects, which it's not that it's like crazy unique and crazy cool or anything, but at least it's something different. And then last but not least, there's going to be the SS Solidarity, which this one, I forget. I honestly, like, this stuff, man, like, my memory is just not serving its purpose anymore with this game. This is why I make videos, to document all of this stuff so that I don't have to remember it. And you know what? It's very effective. But we can see that this was actually from an event. I think it was actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was somewhere around the time that this monstrosity was being constructed in the hub. Which, funny enough, this thing has never disappeared, and it's like gross. But the reason why it's so cool, kind of, is that the ship that's way up there, you know, that Geode ship that is also the Bomber Royale Arena, that is actually what the ship is, what the SS Solidarity ship is. Now, one thing I want to point out is that this sail normally ended up coming with this boat. and at least we've got a different cannon on the front of it, which is kind of nice, and it actually seems to shoot fairly far. I don't think the other cannonballs actually end up doing this, because man alive, that is just absolutely crazy. But this is like, I don't think you can get the sail with this. Unfortunately, the devs kind of had a little bit of an oversight with that. Again, this is why they should have it so that Luxions Inventory would scroll down and we would actually see all of the stuff that he has, because they really should have that sail come with it. The sail might actually come with the boat. I honestly don't know, but it doesn't say anything about it, so I wouldn't put it past the devs to end up making a big critical mistake like that, because they've done it in the past where they don't actually have the sail go with the ship. And again, like, if this sail went with this SS Trovian, not only would this be worthwhile as far as, I don't know why I keep saying dragon coins, not only would it be worthwhile to spend 80 tokens or 80 dragon coins to get this boat and the sail, but then at least they would be piled together. And the funny thing is look how little Luxion would actually have for this visit. Like, this is not okay. This is gross. He's supposed to be like a good merchant that brings us old items, sure, that you can't get anymore, but at least he should always contain, like, maybe he should always contain wings, a mount, a mag rider, and a boat, and the boat should always come with the sail or something like that, just because then it would be more worthwhile. And then he should always contain all these items, as well as the a couple other geode cave based items, I think, or something. But either way, that's just my personal opinion towards it. I don't mean to be a negative Nancy and just complaining about all this stuff, but Luxions Inventory, it's not the worst he's ever had, honestly. That's just an over dramatization, but you know, straight up, this is just, it's not really anything worth logging in for. Now, another thing too I want to point out is that all these items right here, because I can actually buy them with dragon coins and I already have them unlocked, it means that these are tradable. However, I would not recommend that you buy any of these, because past this week, nobody's going to buy these. Like, they're just so lackluster, and it's boats. The only time I would recommend that you go out of your way to invest in buying something that Luxion sells is if it's an item that players actually use, like, you know, the Trovian legendary tome or Trove of Wonder legendary tome, or like wings or something like that, right? But either way, thanks for watching, folks. Very much appreciate it. You don't need to hear my ranting further than that. Have yourselves a great day, and if you enjoyed the video, I would very much appreciate if you would like, sub, hit that notification bell. You guys know how it all goes. There's all sorts of support links down below, including, if you're a new Trove player, sign up with the sign up link down below, and it's basically an affiliate link where if you end up making any purchases within Trove's cash shop, a percentage of that will actually end up going to yours truly, which is absolutely awesome, and I'm very grateful for GameAgo for giving me that opportunity. You know, the Trove devs up to this point didn't really give me anything. They gave me stuff like back in the day when my channel was first starting out and Trove was just gaining popularity, and then it was like, I don't know, I don't think they like me very much because of my controversial talks and stuff, and just outright saying that certain things they do are stupid. But let's just ignore that for today and just say have yourselves a great day. There's other support links down below. I love you, sayonara, and stay epic, folks.